They told you that if you went to school, got good grades, and found a decent job, you'd be set for life. That's the blueprint. That's the dream. But here's the dangerous truth. Middle-class thinking is the quiet killer of dreams because it looks safe, it feels comfortable, but it silently traps millions in a cycle of stress, limitation, and false security. You see, middle-class thinking teaches you to work hard, but not smart. It teaches you to save, but never to multiply. It teaches you to fear failure and worship comfort. Let's break this down. The middle-class mindset says, don't take too many risks. Play it safe, get a stable job, work your way up. But here's what they don't tell you. That job can disappear in an instant. One economic shift, one layoff, one automation update, and the so-called security becomes your biggest weakness. Meanwhile, the wealthy, they leverage risk. They learn from failure. They don't avoid discomfort. They train for it. Here's the next lie. Buy a house. That's the American dream. Sounds good, right? But in reality, for many, it's just a 30-year mortgage trap that eats your cash flow, locks your location, and keeps you working just to pay it off. Middle-class thinking is obsessed with ownership, even when that ownership owns you back. Instead of asking, how can I make money from this? It asks, how can I afford this? It's survival, not strategy. Now let's talk about time. Middle-class people trade time for money. They work 40 hours a week, for 40 years, to retire with 40% of their income. But the wealthy, they buy back time. They build assets that pay them even while they sleep. They don't work for money. Money works for them. And here's the darkest part. Middle-class thinking trains you to be polite, not powerful, to avoid conflict, to not ask for too much, to be grateful for a raise that doesn't even beat inflation. You're taught that ambition is arrogance, that wealth is greedy, that asking for more is selfish. But listen, it's not greedy to want more. It's not selfish to break the pattern. It's smart to refuse to settle for a life that slowly drains you. Let me tell you a quick story. A man named Robert Kiyosaki, you may know him as the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He had two influences in his life. One was his actual dad, a well-educated, hard-working man with a secure job, a pension, and a middle-class mindset. The other was his friend's dad, a high school dropout, an entrepreneur, and eventually a millionaire. His real dad taught him to get a good job. His rich dad taught him to own the job. And that's when Robert learned the difference. The middle class works for money. The rich make money work for them. So ask yourself, are you just playing not to lose, or are you playing to win? Because the truth is, the middle class doesn't fail. It fades. Slowly, silently, predictably. It settles for just enough. And just enough will never give you freedom. Here's the truth no one tells you. The middle class is not a destination. It's a trap. Escape it. Challenge what you've been taught. Study the wealthy. Build assets. Learn skills that multiply your income. Get uncomfortable. Because that's where growth begins. Middle-class thinking wants you to be like everyone else. But if you want to be free, you can't think like the crowd. You've got to think like the few, the bold, the ones who don't just survive, but build a life on their own terms. If this video opened your eyes or made you think differently, don't forget to hit that like button so more people can hear the truth. And if you're serious about breaking free from the middle-class mindset, subscribe to the channel, because every week we dive deep into the real psychology of money, success, and personal growth. Your journey to freedom starts here. Don't just survive, build the life you were meant for. Thanks for watching.